You answered every question on that sheet of paper? Or did you get a copy of somebody else who answered every sheet on that paper? It's gotta be something off 3.6-Unit-0.
Yeah.
What number?
12.
Well, is that factoring? I've seen a lot of kids turn in pieces of paper today where they're factoring things with one line. And just write out the answer on 12. I didn't know you were capable of doing such a thing. That's factoring by grouping. Focus on the front, focus on the back. We'll do 2x squared and 4x times common. What do they have? 2x. Before the 2x, what's that? X minus 2. I know why we're so quiet. If this is factoring by grouping, what does x minus 2 have to do? Let's repeat. The hard part for kids on this one factoring by grouping is what to put there. There has to be something there. What does it have to be? A 1. And you know that because you know about the distributive property. There had to be a 1 there, so you got x minus 2 back, right? It's positive 1. And that's hard for some kids to realize that you have to have plus 1 there. All right, so what's the common factor? X minus 2. And what's the stuff that's left over? 2x plus 1. There you go, factoring by grouping. I'm surprised y'all don't like factoring by grouping. Because I know how you were taught how to factor an algebra 1 initially before you tried to guess and check it out. I know we had a conversation about y'all's factoring ability. You were actually taught to factor everything by grouping. Probably already forgotten that. Then I suggested to switch over to guess and check. What else you can see? Eight. Anybody's asked about 8 today? You be the first. Okay, that did come up in the other class. I was nice to you because it says you may leave in factored form. I don't know how many of y'all have done number 8. Jason, did you know number 8? Do you want to write that in standard form? No. You call it case again. God bless you. I'm sorry. You have permission to like make a patch of the bottom or something next time, okay? All right. So I know that 3 is a 0. Alyssa, what's that make a factor? You're not saying it right. What's the factor? X minus. There's an A value given. Or should I start off with that? Where's it going? In the front. Major, I know that 4 is 0. What's the factor? Sorry, that's not 4. That's 4 plus 2i, isn't it? Okay, that's a little harder. Yes, ma'am. Now, because 4 plus 2i is 0, what else is 0? 4 minus 2i. What do we call the relationship between those two? Conjugates. Learning that vocab word will help you with that. You'll remember that. The conjugates. So 4 minus 2i is the 0. What's the factor, Milo? A little more than that. You gotta change both signs. X is fine. The signs on the numbers change. There you go. Negative 4 plus 2i. I ran out of room here, but the next 0 is 1 plus root 7. Creed, what's the factor? So x minus 1 minus root 7. Why do you guys hate x so much that you don't talk about it? Nathaniel, 1 plus root 7 is 0. What's the other 0? I'm just asking what the other 0 is. 1 plus root 7 is 0. What's the other one? Natalie, what's the other 0?
X minus root seven.
Nobody hears a word I'm saying. 0. 1 plus root 7 is 0. What's the other 0? Not factor. 1 minus root 7. You guys are listening to yourself and not what's being asked. Now we're ready for factor, right? What's the factor? Anybody? There you go. It took way too long. Anyways, that's that one. Do you want to put that in standard form? It'd take us a few minutes to do it, no doubt. What else you guys see? Don't sit there with a bunch of blank paper and not ask, kids. You don't need to learn time management. You have any down? 3 or 4. 3 or 4. I think those are the 2 easiest ones on here.
I know, but I don't know if it's asking me to capture the right answer.
No, it just says list 2 more roots. That's all it says. I did one of these. I don't know which one I did. I'll just do 4 real quick. 5 minus 15i is a 0, or a root. What's the other root? 5 plus 15i. It's not asking about factors. 17 plus root 23 is a 0, or a root. What's the other one? B minus root 23. So you guys still have a problem with your vernacular because you don't understand what I was asking about. Factors are the parentheses, guys. That works. Anything else we need? We should start doing vocabulary quizzes. 2.
Why'd you pull it up if you wrote the answer?
All right. All I'm really asking for this one, I'm not asking you to spend an hour making guesses here. It says list the rational zeros. How do you make that list? Back over the front. So back over the front. So the back is 24. What are your factors? 24.
Plus or minus
3.
plus or
6, then 8, then 12, and then 24. That's all over plus or minus what? And 3. As much as I hate to spend time on this, that's not the list. That's how you make the list. Divide everything by 1, you get the numerator back, right? Nobody's sitting up here staring at the board because you divide everything by 1. Surely you can divide everything by 1. Now you divide everything by what? 2. And don't repeat something. You've already got it written down, don't repeat it. You're not going to have a third, you're not going to have 2 thirds. 1 over 3 and 2 over 3. You get the 3, that's 3 over 3. Is that already in the list? Then you're on 4, this is going to be new, 4 thirds. Then you're running to 6, 6 over 3 is 2, it's in the list. Then you're running to 8, 8 over 3 is not in the list. You're running to 12, 12 over 3 is 4, that's in the list. Then you're running to 24, 24 over 3 is 8 on the list. Now, do you want to spend all day guessing? You don't have to. You can use your calculator. I just want you to do, I want you to do enough synthetic division to get down to what you're supposed to get down to. What are you supposed to get down to? I swear. Even though I think the calculator shows all the list. I feel like it will. I'm pretty sure the instruction set says those things factor. Minus 24. By all means, don't just sit there doing nothing. Some of y'all are slow. You're slow because you practice. I made like 10 typos there. Finally got it. Pretty sure the calculator's actually gonna show you that the zero on this problem. No, it doesn't. How about that? I thought it did. All right, what are your known zeros? We have 2 and 2. So this thing has 4 zeros, you're saying 2 of them. The other 2 probably not what? Irrational. Real. It can still be a fraction. Probably not real, because you don't see them. You would see a fractional zero show up like that. The other 2 aren't real. Look to me like they were plus or minus 2. Is that in the list? Yeah, early on. So it makes sense. Which one do you want to do first? Why not? Coefficients. 3. Nope. 0. There we go. The light bulb went on. May it not be a flicker. A lot of zeros. Placeholders. And it's easy to forget about placeholders. Drop the 3 was DMA. Multiplying with -2 times 3 is -6. -6, -2 times -6 is 12. -6 and 12 is 6. And 2 times 6 is -12. 0 plus -12 is 12. -2 times -12 is positive 24. 0 as expected. All right. Since you've reduced it, do you want to start all over from scratch, or do you want to use that? Use that. This is a reduction. Use the reduction. You can't start back over from scratch. This time, I guess the positive 2. 2 times 3 is 6. Sum is 0. 2 times 0 is 0. Sum is 6. 2 times 6 is 12. Sum is 0. So, those coefficients represent what expression of x? 3x squared plus x. I like this. Does this one require the quadratic formula? No. This one's 2 squared, that's 3. Subtract 6. I can't see yellow. After you subtract 6, 5, now it's 2 over square root. You do things in the way you're taught. You're taught to add and subtract. We're taught to multiply and divide. And then came exponents, right? We always do things in the order we're taught. We don't do things out of any order. There's a reason you're taught to do this. So x squared is -2, which means x is plus or minus the root of -2, which is plus or minus the root 2. There's the last 2 minutes. Anything else you're curious to see? I can do this. I can speed up your lesson. It's not a problem. Is there anything else you need to see? 9. 9 will be the last one I do that kind of thing. Flares fire from the bottom of a gorge. The poop is that? It's a hole, basically. It's I heard one today say it was like the bottom of a canyon or something, but it's just a depression in the earth. It's how it looks. Huh? You're a valley. But it's a giant hole. Usually the sides are steep because you can't get out. You're stuck. This is going to be, what's his name, Johnny? Johnny is stuck in the gorge. Johnny has a flare gun. He fires the flare gun up, hoping that somebody will see him. All right, so he takes his flare gun, he fires it with initial velocity of 144. Where's that going in that equation? Velocity. Did you catch the typo? That's T2. What is it? T squared. Height was a function of time. It's -16. t squared plus the initial velocity, v for velocity is, plus the initial height. And what is the initial height? That initial height is not 2.4. You are in a hole. Negative 2.4. Gosh, you have to learn how to read. You're in high school now. Yeah, it says it right there. Learn how to read. Right. So the deal is that we would see his flare just as soon as you go above ground level there. What's the height? 0. Technically, you want to be above 0. No huge deal. But this is an inequality. Inequalities are answered with what? Inequalities. That's how we answer inequalities. We answer them with inequalities. I designed this thing back many years ago. What can we pull? Pull more than 16. Pull a negative. Always pull negativity. Makes it easier to factor. What's left? I swear. Yes, you can. Plus 1. Other factors of a positive 20 will get you to a negative 9. 4 and 5, they work. Both would be negative, you have to add a negative 9, and just have a product of 20. And kids will often write things like this and they'll answer it wrong, right? They'll say t minus 4 greater than 0. And t minus 5 greater than 0. That's not how this works. Because if you did that, you'd have time greater than 4 and time greater than 5. That's not true. One of them is true, but both of them aren't. You have to go to the context of the question. This is where the time is 4 seconds. And this is where the time is 5 seconds. So long as we're on this path between 4 and 5 seconds, the flare is going to be seen. All right? So it's correctly answered by saying time is stuck between 4 and 5. You can't just do inequalities like this with your product. You have to think about the context of the question, which is why I told you the other day the best way to solve inequalities is with a what? With a graph. That's why I drew. You have to visualize inequalities by and large. See, this is nonsense. If you try to do these like that, you'll always get half of it right and half of it wrong. You have to think about the context of the question. So, is somebody going to rescue Johnny? Probably not. You have 1 second to see his flare. Once again, Johnny dies. This one's going to be a slow death. This is worse than falling on a rock. All right, that's all the time I got on your homework.